Okay guys, so a lot of people have been asking about this radio from Stop Shop. It's taken me a very long time to hook it up, but it has been worth it. The install wasn't easy, like I said, but I'll get into those details later. But right now I'm just going to demo what this thing can do. Let's start off with random stuff. Nice illumination, matches the car. Let's switch this baby on. Need to have the ACC on. I've got it to auto fire up the navigation system, so it's always going to be on, and it's always going to be telling me whatever I've set up for that. Okay, right, let's start from the top. Radio. Pretty standard. Got DVD. So I've got a DVD in here, you can see the little slot there. You can also just change the brightness setting. There's 3 presets, but you can change those presets. The other thing that's really amazing about this radio is it really unlocks the power of these speakers. That stock radio on this was really... The stock radio that comes with the Z is just totally underpowered for what these speakers are capable of, and this thing sends out a far greater signal. Maybe I'll pump it up a little later. So this is your... And you got all the DVD sort of functions, add on subtitles and change the language,
here we are, the
DVD commentary, whatever. Go back to the menu. Okay, so it's full-on DVD player. Seems to work well. Menu. I think it's confusing this menu with the other menu. Okay, so I got my iPod plugged in here, and you can control your iPod from this thing, obviously. So just select something here. So it's nice playing off the iPods, that's cool if you're an iPod fan. The other thing that I have back here, I've fed all the way through the middle console, is a normal auxiliary in case you want to use something else, because this is an iPod connection. So for example, my phone, I can plug into this and use it. Who knows, there might be some cool apps I can use with GPS, whatever. So that option's there, and it just tucks away back here, so it's not a problem. This thing also comes with a remote, and you can see usually remotes for me are quite useless in a car. It doesn't really make much sense, but what I've done here is I've actually hooked it up, and here's the little receiver. So it's not doing very much in terms of a remote, but because this is touchscreen, it's not always so easy to change tracks while you're driving. So this is cool. I can just change tracks, volume up and down, whatever. It's easier. Okay, let's go back to the menu. What have we missed? Okay, so we got iPod auxiliary, spoke about. There's some settings. Do all sorts of stuff. You can set up your like fade and bass and whatever. This menu, you see it went back to the iPod. If you don't select anything, it will go back to what you were doing. So the DVD, for example, radio, whatever. USB. Okay, it's not going to do anything because I don't have a USB plugged in. So here's the little USB slot. Plug in the USB. And this light, I mean, this is part of my USB, so you won't necessarily have that. So. Just touch screen, so you see I can use this as well. No problem, turn it up. And I mean, this thing like seriously goes loud, you know. I mean, that's like fat. I just remembered that I've had the camera quite far from the screen, so I hope you guys haven't been missing out too much.
After I'm gone, your Earth will be free to live out its miserable span of existence. It's one of my satellites. And that's how it's going to be.
Okay, so that's USB, which I'll probably be using most of the time. Go back to our menu. Bluetooth. Okay, so my phone is in the car here. Here it is. And it's got the Bluetooth that's on at the moment, so I can just call. And I think it all works.
One message
seamlessly.
has exceeded its storage life and has been deleted from your mailbox.
So if someone calls you and your phone's in, it's just gonna work automatically. I was really amazed with that. Okay. What else? Menu. Okay, navigation. Well, let's just get the music playing so I can show you while. So whatever music you got, you go to navigation and it'll keep playing in the background. I've set up a nice fire theme in the background to match the color of the dashboard, so that's cool. Let's get to the map. You can do all GPS stuff you would expect. Okay, so all sorts of options in terms of zooming in, and it's really cool. And you can change the colors of the layout, and you can go to 2D map and do all sorts of stuff. I mean, do routes and and it's a voice navigation system, so it'll actually say turn left, turn right. You know, everything that you can expect it would do. It also tells you if you're speeding, if you want to set that up. You can add in the points of interest so that you will be warned of cameras and stuff like that. But I only installed this recently, so there's lots of things I need to figure out still. For example, warnings. Obviously switch that off for me. Maybe I'll switch it on in other places. Navigation, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. In terms of the major features, I'm sure there's a lot of things I'm still going to discover, but the biggest plus is what it's actually done to my sound system, and I can get to play music, and that's what's most important to me. Yeah, so if you have questions, I'll get back to you on that. Ciao.